everyone, welcome back to another Jazz Drum Q-Tip of the Week lesson. My name, of course, is Quincy Davis, and you know what? It is time. It's been a long time, actually, since I did a lesson on jazz feel and ride cymbal. Well, I'm going to do one right now, and actually, I've never done one on the channel like this. I've done it with all my students at the school, but you know, I think you need some of this too. So, it is time to upgrade your jazz feel with this simple yet effective routine. So if you guys are ready for this, then you need to let me know by saying what? Let's go! Ooh. All right. I got my trusty bass play along tracks going now. You can check those out on my at my digital download store. I'll put the link down below. It's a great practice companion. But we're actually going to slow it way down and take away the bass. All right, so the first step I want you to do, first of all, I need you to say this with me 5 times. Quarter note is king. Say it 5 times with me. Quarter note is king, quarter note is king, quarter note is king, quarter note is king, and what? Quarter note is king. And you really got to mean that. You got to believe that with all your heart when you're playing as well, okay? Because that will make a huge difference in how you and the music feels. Hands. We're going to start with hands. This is the first step to upgrading, right? That's what we're doing. We're upgrading your jazz feel. This routine is great for slow to medium up tempos, right? After that, it gets a little, the feel should change a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so give me 2 and 4 in the hi-hat, and if you can feather in the bass drum, that's even better. It's a plus, but it's not mandatory. I won't mandate it, at least not yet. Okay, so just quarter notes, and make sure you're getting a good dry. Use your left hand or your right hand if you're left-handed to get a good dry sound in the snare drum. Okay, now I want to go through the whole routine with just quarter notes, and it may seem dull, but it will make a huge difference because quarter note is what? That's right, you were listening. Okay, now we're gonna get our stick. Whoops, don't want to drop the stick. Boom, nice and consistent. Everything we do has to be consistent. If you want to get a good groove, be consistent with your quarter note. Okay, now we're going to take our right hand and move it to the hi-hats. And I'm feathering, and we're going to add Mr. Lefty or righty, depending on which hand is your strong hand, right? And we're going to play 2 and 4, or what we call chopping wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And we're not swinging by definition of the word, because to swing, there's got to be some kind of offbeat or upbeat, right? Or triplet going on. We're not swinging. We're just building our foundation. Just let that sit and just try to get comfortable with that. Don't try to manipulate it and be real cool. Right, I get on my students about that. Relax. It's just about the placement and the sound of your beat. Okay, now half open. And get the sizzle to sustain from beat to beat. Now we're going to go to the ride cymbal. Use your wrist. Use your wrist. Not your arm. Use your wrist and lift. Go back to one of my earliest videos where I talk about lifting. Maybe I'll put that in the description. All right. And the last step, as strong as you're playing your left hand, I want you to play your hi-hat with the same conviction. 1, 2, ready, go. Right? That provides the backbeat of the time, or the backbone. And that's your foundation. and stop. So that is your foundation, okay? Now, obviously, there's going to be different dynamics you play it. Of course, different tempos, all kind. And also, you're not going to just be playing that. I realize that, but we're just building the foundation so that even when you're not playing that, you feel it. And that's where a lot of drummers kind of go astray. They add stuff without really feeling that foundation. Okay. Now we're going to go back and do the whole routine again. However, we're going to add that bouncy, buoyant, good feeling, right? Intense skip beat. Everybody say skip beat or triplet, right? So now we're creating a ride cymbal beat. And all your favorite drummers, all the great drummers have a really bouncy kind of beat. Instead of, you hear how that sounds? They don't sound right. They don't feel right, right? So, My Blue Heaven. Check out My Blue Heaven, Papa Joe Jones, and you'll hear him do this. Make sure it has a nice bounce to it. We're going to do this for a little while. Bo do do dee do. You can sing a song. Bo bo be dee do. And that's your beat. However you're doing this, that's your beat. And make sure you can be consistent with it. I would recommend recording yourself. Okay. My hand's starting to hurt. But as they say, no pain, no gain. All right. No pain, no swing. That's our saying. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna add the stick. Keep it dry sounding though. Keep it muted. Nice and bouncy. Relax. I see you over there tensing up. Nope. Everything's gotta be relaxed. Even though it feels intense, we are not tense. Be intense, not tense. I just came up with that. That's pretty good. All right. So again, you're going to go back and listen to this. You're going to record yourself and listen to this. Yourself doing it. And then now let's go to the dry hi-hats. Close. And we're going to add our left hand. Remember, keep it bouncy, San Diego. Keep it bouncy, San Diego. Who gets that? If you got that, tell me in the comments below. Of course, I changed the wording. Okay. Wow, I can hear that all through my house. That's how I know I'm swinging. All right. Now keep that same feel. This is the same feel that we were playing with our hand. Here we go. Joe Jones opening and closing the hi-hat. Don't open it too much though. Oh yes. Oh yes. I like how that feels. All right. It's time. I said it's time to upgrade your jazz feel with this simple yet effective what? Routine. I told you. Okay. Now we're going to go to the ride cymbal. Keep it bouncy, San Diego. Who's in San Diego? I wonder if anyone's... Let me stay focused. I get sidetracked, guys. I'm sorry. Now the key also is to make sure your quarter note stays strong. You don't want this. You hear the difference? Where you're accenting 2 and 4. Because why? Quarter note is what? King. All right, now we're going to take away our left hand. And we're going to play the hi-hats as strong as we are playing our left hand. 1, 2, ready, and. And there's your jazz feel, your upgraded jazz feel. Hey everyone, so this little addition to what I recorded yesterday, I haven't even taken a shower. I just gave a lesson to my man Hey Song in Beijing, China, and it made me realize I forgot to add this to the lesson that I recorded yesterday. So this is a really helpful exercise that I want you to do, and you can do it with your hand, but I'm just going to start with my stick, and I want you to practice just going. We're going to do 2 measures of just quarter notes and 2 measures of your ride beat. And the biggest thing I want you to pay attention to is your skip note, making sure your skip note is not as loud as your quarter note. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And what you should notice is that my quarter note volume and weight does not change even after I've added the triplet. Okay, so and so I'll do it again, and you can do it with your feet if you want. We're gonna move to the ride cymbal eventually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add your skip beat, and then just quarter notes. Right? And that's the exercise. Now I want to carry it through to the hi-hats now. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. The skip beat. Now just quarters. Add your triplet. And you can do it slow. Should probably be doing it a little slower. Just to make sure you're playing a true triplet. For this exercise specifically, I want to make sure you're playing to make sure you're playing a true triplet. You can do this. Some drummers want to make that a 16th note, which that can be a thing as well. But I want to make sure we're starting at the very least at the beginning to make sure we're setting a good building from a good foundation. We're playing off of the triplet. Okay, now let's go to the ride cymbal. 1, same exercise with the hi-hat and all, and the bass drum feathering if you're comfortable. 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'm doing my own exercise wrong. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Now add your skip beat. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Skip beat. 1, 2, 4, 2. Be careful that you're not doing this, which you might think you're doing that correctly, but you might actually be going 1, 2, which is the opposite of what I'm asking you to do. Okay? Be careful you're not doing that. Be careful you're not also accenting 2 and 4 when you add your skip beat. So you go from 1, 2, 3 to this. 1. Be careful you're not doing that as well. Okay? One more thing I want to give you is practice your shuffle. Okay? Practice shuffling. I know drummers always talk about shuffling in the left hand, but what about the right hand? This will also help kind of define your give you more point, right? Give you more of a pointed feel in your right hand. So it's the same thing that I was saying, keeping the quarter note strong and de-emphasizing your skip beat. Right? And then you go to the ride cymbal. And then go from that to more of your conventional ride beat, keeping that shuffle in mind. Pretty hip, right? So what you need to do once you get to that point where you're comfortable keeping that and you can do that consistently is work through some comping exercises. Of course, I have a melodic comping etudes that you can work on, but I would also say I actually am coming out with a syncopation and comping etude ebook that will be helpful as well. It's similar to the Ted Reed exercise. And you see how I'm keeping the ride cymbal the same? And I would also recommend you check out, I'll put it in the a link up to my left. I guess that's where it is. My comping video and lesson that I did where I talk about my melodic comping etudes and how to really get your comping to swing and feel good. It's not just an arbitrary thing that you're doing in the left hand. You have to be very conscious and deliberate with how you're making the music feel in your right hand, of course, but also in your left hand, okay? That is today's lesson. Straight ahead, nothing crazy, nothing over the top, but hopefully this will be helpful for you in upgrading your jazz feel because that's the most important thing that we, when you're playing jazz, can do, okay? So with that said, I want you to have fun with this, of course, and practice hard, but practice smart. Take care. Bye-bye.